Raleigh, North Carolina. AP Duke kept winning through a packed schedule in the opening month to become the unanimous number 1 in the AP Top 25. Now that the Blue Devils have lost, along with number 2 Kansas falling twice, don't expect the same level of agreement on who should be atop Monday's new poll. The Blue Devils 111 lost at Boston College on Saturday in their Atlantic Coast Conference opener, 3 days after the Jayhawks lost to Washington in Kansas City, Missouri. That was part of a week that saw half of the top 10 lose at least once, including number 5 Florida, number 7 Texas A&M and number 9 Notre Dame. Article continues below. Duke had managed to win several close calls to start the season, but the Blue Devils couldn't repeat it against the Eagles. It was a reminder that despite all the talent, most notably Marvin Bagley III at the helm of a top-flight recruiting class, Duke needs to improve defensively and doesn't have a lot of depth as of now. We told them the truth when they won their first 11 games, too, Coach Mike Krzyzewski said, that we were behind a few games and came back, that we're still learning. This is a very young basketball team that just happened to win and be tough in 11 games. Kansas week. The Jayhawks, meanwhile, struggled to hit from outside against Washington's zone 5 of 20 from three-point range and allowed the Huskies to shoot 48% in Wednesday's 7,465 loss, which left Jayhawks senior Devontae Graham to say simply, "We really just didn't have it tonight." Things didn't get any better Sunday, with number 16 Arizona State pulling away from the Jayhawks in the second half to win 9,585 at Allen Fieldhouse. Sun Devils shine. Speaking of Arizona State, maybe it's time to start paying closer attention to what Bobby Hurley's unbeaten bunch is doing. The Sun Devils 90 are off to their best start since the 197,475 season and have a second big win to go with one against now 13 Xavier on November 24th. New number 1. So after all the trouble at the top, who will rise to the number 1 spot? Number 3 Michigan State and number 4 Villanova each have a case. The Spartans 91 suffered their only loss against Duke in the Champions Classic but have since won the PK80 Invitational in a performance that included a dominant lockdown of reigning national champion North Carolina. Michigan State beat Rutgers and Southern Utah in the past week. The Wildcats 100 earned an impressive win against number 12 Gonzaga on Tuesday in New York, but they had to fight to the final minutes Sunday to close out a La Salle team that entered at 55. Tripped up twice. Florida, number 14 Minnesota and number 22 Nevada each lost 2 games to set themselves up for a fall, though the Gators' stumbles were particularly glaring since both came at home. Playing for the first time since blowing a 17-point second-half lead in a loss to Duke in the PK80, Florida 63 lost by 17 to Florida State on Monday. 2 days later, the Gators led for all of 93 seconds in a 6,559 loss to Loyola Chicago. Florida salvaged a win Saturday against number 17 Cincinnati in the Never Forget Tribute Classic in Newark, New Jersey, to avoid a 4-game skid. The Gophers 83 lost at Nebraska in Big Ten play, then lost at Arkansas. The Wolfpack 82 lost at Texas Tech in overtime and to number 20 TCU in the Hall of Fame Basketball Classic in Los Angeles. Start of a comeback. Arizona's 0-3 showing at the Battle for Atlantis in the Bahamas made the Wildcats the first team in 3 decades to go from number 2 in the AP Top 25 to unranked in a week. But Arizona has won 4 straight games, including Tuesday's win against Texas A&M followed by Saturday's home win against Alabama. The Wildcats also got some good news with the season debut of sophomore Raul Elkins after a preseason foot injury. More AP College Basketball. http www.collegebasketball.app.org and http www.twitter.com app top 25. Follow Aaron Beard on Twitter at http www.twitter.com Aaron Beard app.